This is take 5.
Hi, we're here at the Oval. The pavilion is looking fantastic in the background, and I have the chance for the first time to do Ask George. It's been a long way to debut.
He's just asked me whether I'm worried that he's going to look too handsome.
Compared to George.
Well, yeah, that is a fair question then.
Right. And not, the botch did a very good job in Old Trafford, didn't
My
she?
boss. My boss.
Of the magazine, yeah.
Huw Turbervill from The Cricketer.
Yeah, editor of The Cricketer.
My boss.
Yeah. Well, it all started, George, with a splendid tribute to the Queen, didn't it?
Test of the Turbervill, you might even say. We were talking, me and the botch, about surnames. You know how surnames often denote what a family did in the past? So like Mark Butcher's family might have been Butchers, or Billy Taylor, the umpire. You know, you can imagine. What do you think Simon Harmer's family did? It made you laugh.
Yeah, it did. I had a cat called Tess. Tess of the Turbervilles.
Nice.
She was very lovely.
Nice. Did anyone ask that?
No, but I thought
none of those
we were
things.
making small talk.
Well, they're odd days, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're odd days. Go on then, let's do some questions.
Well, the first question was, it was a splendid tribute to the Queen, wasn't it?
I'm glad we played. I think it was the right thing to do. I thought it would have been an odd thing for someone who's so renowned for stoicism to have a game abandoned in her honour. And I think that it was the right thing to get on and do it. And I'm writing a piece about it at the moment. It might never see the light of day because I'm not sure how good it is. But on the day my father died, I didn't know how to get through the day, really. And so I was terribly grateful for sport. And I went to see Cambridge United, if that counts as sport. And honestly don't know how I'd have got through the day without it. So it's not exactly the same, but I thought it was quite a good way of unifying, bringing people together. And it was a very memorable morning, a very enjoyable day.
It was so reverential and immaculately, the silence was absolutely immaculate, wasn't it? Except for an aeroplane going over. It was, the hairs went up on the back of your neck, and then the anthems were beautifully sung, weren't they, as well? So
yeah.
It was, and then a really sort of rousing roar afterwards to signify that the play was about to start. It was special to be here. And
I don't think there's any harm with having fun and enjoying a day, and reflecting on a life well lived. I mean, I was asking. I went to Hyde Park yesterday and was going to tweet. They're giving away free flowers outside Buckingham Palace. I've just taken a whole armful. But then you wonder if people will react negatively to such jokes. But I don't think there's any conflict between enjoying something and being respectful. And I thought that they got the balance of that spot on today. And obviously it's an unusual time, but there's no reason why you can't still enjoy sport. And life has to go on as well. And it did today. And it was, I think the game, the country, got it right.
And football, of course, they didn't play. So there's a lot of upset football fans out there, and that's their decision, I suppose, isn't it? But it was. It went off beautifully today, and I didn't hear anybody sort of really say it shouldn't have been played. So, so all good stuff. Right. So we've lost some play because of bad light, and we came out and it was fairly bright, wasn't it? Obviously stuck in the press box where the window's pretty dark, but we came out. It's bright. It's a bit wet, but really, what Jack Rule has asked you, George, is should home tests start at 10:30 in September?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe not September, but certainly July and August they can, and there aren't any in September anyway next year. I think in the circumstances they probably could have done today. I do think there's a legitimate question to be asked about when conditions become disproportionately difficult. And those of you of a certain age will remember the old NatWest Gillette Trophy, whatever, finals, which were defined by the early start times in September, and bowlers just creating chaos in those first 35 or whatever minutes. And exactly when that moment is, I don't know. But if you've lost 2 days of a game, and you're never going to get 98 overs in this weather. I mean, they could have supposedly gone on till 7:30 today, but it's nonsense, isn't it? I think they abandoned at 6:15, didn't they? So a little bit of flexibility. Whether 10:30 this late in the summer is possible, I don't know. But at some time between 10:50 and 11, surely there's not much difference. So even if it had been 10:40, So yeah, a little bit more flexibility, which I guess is behind the question there, would be very, very sensible.
Talking about those old finals in September, I remember Ashley Cowan taking 3 for 30 for Essex and getting himself on the tour to West Indies, I think 89, 90, and
Well, that certainly happened, yeah, I don't know.
and not playing. Similar type of bowler, a neat segue into Ollie Robinson, who was brilliant today. Belly bowled a bad ball, although strangely he just told us that he didn't feel very good running in.
No.
It didn't say, didn't look like that. But anyway, Morgan.
I think he's quicker. I think Robinson's quicker.
Yeah. Morgan from Norwich, anyway, says, do you think Ollie Robinson's fitness issues are behind him now?
I think it's a bit early to say, but all the signs are positive.
Right, okay. Ben Stokes, that was a curious innings, wasn't it?
It's a bad innings.
Yeah. Stuart Broad played a similar innings, but that's Stuart Broad.
Broad's
This
the
is
number
Ben Stokes.
whatever.
I
Ben
know.
Stokes is one of England's top 2 batters. So, no, he got it wrong today. He got it so right.
Well, let me ask a question. Nick,
Oh, sorry.
Nick from Southwold
Sorry, Nick from Southwell.
says, do you think there was any logic in the way Stokes is batting at the moment?
Well,
I mean,
I
Old
think-
Trafford accepted, of
Are
course.
you from Southwold?
He's from near me, yeah.
Do you know him?
Might do, yeah.
Oh,
Might do, yeah.
okay. I thought there was some logic in it, but you can have some logic and something and still be wrong, can't you? He's better than that. That's what I really think. Look, their logic is there's a difficult ball coming along at any moment, so get runs as quickly as you can, try to hit the bowlers off their length. It's not completely preposterous, is it? But at the same time, he showed at Manchester, different circumstances I know, that he does have a defence, he does have a game to craft. And I don't think he gave himself a chance really to get in. He played quite a few big shots. And I thought it was naive, and I thought they let their foot off the throat of South Africa, albeit in difficult conditions. But if you're asking if there's any logic, whatever the question was, yeah, of course there's some. I mean, very few of these things are absolutely insane, but I don't think it was a particularly good innings or a particularly good tactic.
In the old days, he was dropped the ball before, wasn't he, or just before, and you'd get your head down and really take advantage of this second opportunity, wouldn't you? And
Well, one of the great things about Ben Stokes is his conviction.
yeah,
He believes in what he's doing and he does it wholeheartedly. Maybe to some extent you have to take the rough with the smooth with Ben Stokes a bit. There's a lot of good, clearly.
it's an inexperienced South Africa batting lineup, and Neil from Woking says, how does this batting lineup compare to those South African lineups that have been coming here since?
Oh, it's the weakest
94?
South African batting lineup I've ever seen, by quite some distance. I mean, I think it's not to say that they won't, but I think that right now you have a 3, 4, and 5 in this lineup who have never made a Test century. You've got one of the openers only got 1. I think they've scored 3 Test centuries in the last 15 months, and they've only made 1 half century this series. It's compare it to the greatness that went before. What year was it that Amla got? In 2012, I remember watching Amla bat for forever here. Before that, obviously there's Callis and all the people even Cullinan and Cronje and
Gary Kirsten.
Yeah, well, he was more top order, wasn't he? But yeah, absolutely. But you could say Peter Kirsten, and of course all the people who missed out in the years of isolation. So, it's the weakest it's ever been, I think. That's not meant to be a damning of this lot. That's my genuine observation. It's South Africa's batting is as weak as it's ever been, but their bowling remains potent.
How much of T20 is a factor in that? Going off and playing in T20 leagues, finishing prematurely.
Not massively, to be honest. I don't think there's a lot of other issues, and it's probably a lot more to do with the economy and the fact that for a period of years, quite a lot of very good South Africans have gone and played in other areas, not just T20 leagues. They were doing it in county cricket already. County cricket. I love county cricket. Lots of you will know that. But let's not pretend it didn't do what the T20 leagues were doing a long time ago. And how many times did some of those great Caribbean players play for their nation there? For example, how many times did Joel Garner play for Barbados? How many times did Viv? How many times did Gary Sobers play for Barbados?
But they're playing stacks of first-class cricket in England.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. But you could argue that county cricket was taking them away from their sort of regional tournaments or whatever, and it's the same thing to some extent, or has been, with South African players. So I don't just want to say, T20 cricket's ruining the world, because I don't think it is. But it's one of the many factors. But I think a lot of them are just economic.
Leave that for dinosaurs like me to say. How many? Well, I've got lots of questions now.
He was talking about he was saying that he should do a podcast with Don Topley. Turbers and toppers.
Turbers and toppers, yeah.
Is that by popular demand?
I have had some people demand it, actually,
How many?
on Twitter.
Don?
What, in 2 hands? But there have been a few, yeah.
Are they worried that you're going to be too handsome?
I don't know. I once asked, I wouldn't play against my mate at squash. He had to say that I was handsome before we could start. So it's got history, this little...
Be more anecdotes like that, I mean.
Ongoing gag. If you, lots of questions actually about openers. England fans are very worried about the openers, Zach Crawley and Alex Lees. We had a little competition,
Loads of questions about openers, yeah.
We had a little competition, didn't we?
We could tell them. What was the competition?
Well, I thought Zach would get 8 this time because he got runs last time, and Alex Lees, I said, would get 33. So pint each, and we cancelled each other out, didn't we?
Yeah, I said that Alex Lees wouldn't get 33, and I thought Zach Crawley would get more than 8.
Well, it's interesting. KP was quite, had a bit of praise for Alex Lees. Got England off to a really bold start. 13 off 5 balls. It was. I mean, he did play a few nice shots, but we need something a bit more substantive than that. And anyway, so we've got questions from RXB. We've got a question from Danny.
Wait, if a pilot takes off well, but then crashes, you don't go, super takeoff. Why are you all so negative? Super takeoff. Anyway.
Well, KP was at it all day, wasn't he? Because he was
off.
defending Mulder's shot, wasn't he? Ryan Mulder's shot.
Oh, yeah, but there's a certain amount of sort of career justification that maybe goes on.
Oh,
You've got to be bold.
I think I read that somewhere.
You've got to be positive. The thing is that he's saying people will say that's an outrageously bad shot, I think is what he actually said, and it was. It was nothing. It wasn't necessarily that he was being aggressive. He threw his hands at it without moving his feet.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
It must be a case for Mulder and Scully. Anyway, X-Files joke there, old one. So we've got Jordan Cox creeping up. We've got Dom Sibley, Hasib Hamid, Tom Haynes. Lots of questions about that, saying, do you think any of these guys will come back into the frame for Pakistan?
I think Ben Duckett's going to go to Pakistan. And I like Dom Sibley and Rory Burns still. And I think Luke Wells is maybe worth a look of the untried ones. But I think Ben Duckett's there or thereabouts. I would move on from Lees. I think he's had a really, really long opportunity. Personally, I don't see the ceiling to justify it. Zach Crawley's a bit more difficult. But again, you would have to say he's had a whole summer without a 50, eh? I mean, Lord, think of all those players who have gone before who would have killed for an opportunity like that.
Well, you talk about Alex Lees. He got 56 against India. Was a really high class. Sorry, Zach Crawley. Yeah. So I was looking at the stats. Sorry. The one really classy innings from Alex Lees was that 56 against India, and I was sort of looking at the stats, and he really hasn't done much at all, has he? So.
Well, I think he's got 250s, hasn't he, this summer?
I think the thing with Hamid is that he got found out in Australia with the high bounce, and because he's got low hands, but people are saying that he could do well in Pakistan because he did well in India the time before. So good. Horses for courses. Keaton Jennings, of course, is another one. He looked really classy actually the other day at Hove, I must say, in the Royal London semi-final.
Yep, these are all possible.
Yeah, and I've seen quite a lot of Tom Haynes looks a really good orthodox left-hander, so
cool.
He's got some test cricket in it. But this isn't Ask Huw, it's Ask George. I must remember that. Right, I think we'll finish off with the question.
Really, already?
Is that, no, do you go on?
No, it's a mercy killing. I think. Where's the botch?
Oh, come on, I'm doing my best.
No, you're doing terrifically.
He blew me out in Barbados, he blew me out at Lords. He blamed technical trouble for why it didn't work at Lords, didn't he? And then we had a little bit of trouble with the microphone earlier, and I thought I was going to be denied again. But anyway, John says, I have Monday tickets. Should I be optimistic about this test lasting that long?
No, I mean, no, probably not. I think it will dribble into Monday, but who knows? I mean, this was, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of reckless. Anything could happen nearly all the time. Anything could happen apart from someone playing a really dour, long, patient innings, it seems. So, I'm not sure, John. Good luck with that. But, in the bigger picture, as it has been, it was a fun day, and all results are possible, and we're probably going to get one, an outright one. Someone's probably going to win. That's kind of fun, isn't it? And what I wonder might we all have been doing if this game had been called off? Because I know you were right on the verge of curing cancer, weren't you?
What was I going to do today? I can't remember. I would have gone to see Kosh Alton play football.
Well, they're not playing.
No, the recreational brought it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
I was looking at it.
Why did Carl Shilton not care?
I don't know then, maybe it was off. Probably it was off actually, yeah. So I don't know what I was
Joking,
going to do.
Castleton.
Probably I would have probably watched Doctor Who or something, wouldn't I? So knowing me.
All day?
Not sure all day, but anyway.
Boss.
I'd have had some jobs found for me. But anyway, last word to that fantastic pavilion behind us. What a sight, eh? And it's going to be called the Mickey Stewart Pavilion for the game against Yorkshire.
It's already called the Mickey Stewart Pavilion.
Oh, is it?
It's going to be called the Mickey Stewart Oval.
No, that says Mickey Stewart Members Pavilion. Oh, right, okay, Oh, sorry, the whole ground's going to be called the Mickey Stewart Oval.
Believe so.
And
My boss.
Sorry.
Bring back the botch.
Sponsors Kia really
See,
pleased
the problem
about
with
it.
the botch.
And Mickey Stewart's 90, and I saw him the other year. He watched me bat. He was watching his grandkid play for Sutton against Beddington. So yeah, Mickey Stewart.
The problem with the botch is she's competent, and her competence shows the rest of us up.
Yeah. No, she's very good on video and podcasts. Actually.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I've done a few Village Cup ones with her, and she's
a crazy
excellent.
dream. But
This
anyway,
was
let
my
us know.
debut, and there's room for improvement.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a mercifully short test. Let us know whether the Turbo Toppers podcast is something that you want. I mean, popular demand.
Turbo Dobell, for whom Dobell tolls.
Brilliant.
We called it Dobell Talk for the magazine, didn't we?
I thought it should be Dobell Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy. Yep, I can't think of any others at the moment, but for whom Dobell tolls would be a good one, I thought. We do like a bit of a pun in the older headlines of the Cricketer magazine, and a new magazine is out.
If anyone's still watching, I'm sorry.
New October issue out.
Oh my lord, stop this. No!